Hello viewers, whoever's watching this video. I'm making a video about why I support Donald Trump and why, as a black man, I believe this is actually the best decision, not necessarily just for Donald Trump, but also being a member of the Republican Party. So obviously there's a lot of disagreement, a lot of confusion between Democrats and Republicans, and I'm pretty much saying that with me never being interested in politics, really up until Donald Trump became president, I never cared to vote for anybody. Never was really into politics, didn't care. Pretty much independent in the middle, But now I understand pretty much just by doing my own research and my own homework of now I'm actually able to make a decision, choose a side, and understand why I'm choosing this side, especially being the Republican Party. Because obviously a lot of black people are, the left-wing Democrats, liberals. But I think a lot of people don't ever question why they're on that side. What are their policies, what are they known for? Because I think a lot of times people, black people especially, is like, well, my mama and my grandmama was Democrat, maybe they don't even know reason why they were, but this is passed down to you, and you're like, okay, well, without even questioning it or without even researching, you just follow suit. So it's like a generational thing. But me, as far as Donald Trump, I think why a lot of people gravitated towards him was because, he had no political background, no experience. And I think a lot of average Americans resonated with that because, they got tired of DC, the White House, Congress, all these politicians getting paid, lying to them, and getting their votes. But for me, as far as voting for Donald Trump, it's like, voting for him next year. I didn't vote for him in 2016. Like I said, I didn't really start getting into him until like 2017, so a year after. Well, he won in 2016, but he was inaugurated in January 2017. But I didn't really catch on to the bandwagon until, after a few months him being in office, actually hearing him talk, signing these bills, getting them passed, repealing previous policies, things like that. So that's kind of when I got on the bandwagon, started doing my research and my homework. So, so why I support him is just like, after doing my research and actually figuring out the Republican Party, their history, and how it was founded by white conservatives and freed black slaves. So think about that. A black and a white guy founded the Republican Party. All right, so why I'm at this point, I'm going to throw in the Democratic Party. Obviously, that's the party of Jim Crow, the party of the KKK. So all these racist policies and stuff that blacks didn't like, the ancestors didn't like, a lot of people on that same side are affiliated with that. Same stuff you hate, you're siding with without even realizing it, especially if you don't do your research and your homework. Like I say, for me personally, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was always in the middle, so I didn't take to either side. But now, like I said, after doing that research, I'm more aware, so that's just where I'm at now. So I try to tell other people, like, hey, y'all need to wake up. Everybody out here claiming they woke, but, like I said, if you, like, I know they say, okay, well, you had a black president, Obama. Okay, that was cool. A lot of people supported Obama. Like I said, me per se, I was never a voter. So although he, I understand, like, it was a big deal, very historical, I was never a voter. So it's like, well, all right, that's cool. I mean, yeah, it's great for black people, but you look at it now, in hindsight, it's like, okay, well, what did Obama actually do for you? I don't know. But okay, I'm gonna fast forward to Trump. You know, Trump's been in office 2.5 years, going on 3. You know, everything that stuff that black people care about, or that's more pertaining to black people, the stuff that he's actually done. Okay, so you think about like the biggest thing right now is the low unemployment rate, like for everybody, but specifically for minorities, blacks, Asians, Hispanics, you know, majority. So, okay, so low unemployment rate since 1969. Now you think about this, like there's more people now in 2019, like the US population is like at what, 342 million? I don't know what it was back in 1969, but obviously you have more people today in the US than you did back in 1969. And you mean to tell me that you have lower unemployment numbers now with more people? I mean, that's a great achievement. Okay, so now you think about the HBCUs, the historically black college universities. When Obama was in office, he took a lot of money away from them. I mean, a lot of y'all may have missed that, but you can do some research on that. Okay, so Trump just a couple months ago, I believe, or right when he got in office, he pretty much rolled back the previous policy that Obama put in place, and actually gave funding to the HBCUs out there, you know, historically black college universities. Okay, now, so if he was a racist, why would he do that? A racist person wouldn't want to help black people at all. Okay, now let's talk about the criminal justice reform bills that he, you know, put into law, start legislation. Like, there was a lot of men and women that have been serving time for a long time in prison, you know, coming out thanking Trump because of the policies that he just put in place that allowed them to get out after doing 20-something plus years doing time. Okay, so now they're actually able to get out. And they're thinking, this man, like, you know, okay, so y'all couldn't get that done under Obama? No. I mean, you could, but obviously Obama didn't really speak more so towards black issues. You know, I don't know if he just wasn't aware, but you got to think about his dad was Kenyan, his mom was white from Kansas. Like, a Kenyan father, I mean, that's not necessarily the black, you know, born here black American male that, you know, that can understand the struggle. But anyway, that's a different story, but something to think about. So yeah, you know, so, you know, Trump has done a whole lot. He's keeping his promises. So people got to start looking at that. Obviously, a lot of people are going to bring up his character. They don't like what he say, or he did this or he did that. I think as a lot of his supporters, me included, like, we only care about results. I mean, character, that's one thing, but like the man's doing his job. Like, you know, he's keeping his promises. Even just recently, bringing back the troops from Syria overseas. Now, he got a lot of backlash from Republicans and Democrats on that. But he stood with it. He said, I'm keeping a campaign promise. That's what I said. That's what I'm gonna do. So, they just killed the ISIS leader a week ago. Okay, now don't nobody want to give him credit for that. Like, you know, it's crazy, man. Like, you know, it's like people, like, they, you know, especially Democrats, it's like, you know, they're out here, like, just getting over on black people, because it's like all the stuff that black people care about, Trump is actually doing the stuff for you. And like I said earlier in the video, the Republican Party was funded by free black men, black slaves, and white conservatives. So those two make up the party, the original party. And the party is all about values, so you can't look at it as far as a racial thing. But Democrats come out, it's like, okay, they ain't gonna talk to you about the Klan or Jim Crow era, like the same shit they did back in the day that obviously hurt black people as a whole, especially in the South. They ain't gonna talk about that. But you think about this, okay, if I put Jay-Z, if I'm Hillary Clinton, I bring Jay-Z out, put him on stage, most black people, without being deep thinkers, they're gonna be like, oh shit, like, okay, Hillary's fucking with Jay-Z. Jay-Z's on the stage. Yeah, man, we, you know, Rockefeller, y'all, like, okay, so they looking at it like that. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we like Jay-Z. But think about it. Like, even her husband, Bill Clinton, Y'all always saying like, okay, yeah, Bill Clinton was the first black president before Obama was, the first. But y'all don't even realize, like, if you do the research and realize the policies he passed back in the 90s, it a lot more black people love than anything. Like, but you think about it. Now, Bill himself may not be racist, but think about it. He is a Democrat. His wife, Hillary, a Democrat. So it ain't nothing just to be put on the face and say, okay, yeah, we affiliate with black people, or as the young people say, we fuck with black people, things like that. But think of how easy that would be to get your vote. Okay, if I put somebody white out there, like, let's say if Hillary put somebody white like Katy Perry, somebody out, to perform at her campaign or whatever, like, that's cool, but that ain't gonna draw the black vote for real. Like, black people already gonna vote for you anyway, Hillary. Like, I'm saying before Trump won, but they were already gonna vote for her. But it's like, okay, Katy Perry cool, but let me get Jay-Z out here. A lot of black people can resonate with Jay-Z. Okay, so I put somebody black in front of you, you black, and you see black on stage, you gonna be like, oh shoot, okay, I'm gonna vote for Hillary just cause Jay-Z on the stage. But think about how easy that vote is. All I had to do was put somebody black in front of you for you to make a decision, make an easier decision. It's too easy. Now, it's because the thing is, what a lot of black people don't think we care to do is be entertained. Don't care to look into nothing, no research. All right, just tell me what tell me what I should do. I mean, you got to make your own decisions. Like, don't have someone like persuade you or just tell you what you should do, or your grandmama or your mama, or cousins, like, man, don't vote for Trump, man, cause he racist. How is he racist? Like, y'all, all these Democrats and liberals coming out saying racism, but like I just said, Democratic Party is the party of racism. All the stuff that black people dislike should be protesting about, Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff. Y'all out here, y'all affiliate with the same party. Like, Trump just recently went to Chicago. Their black police chief superintendent didn't even want to meet with Trump. Okay, Trump is, Chicago is a Democratic city. So it's almost like this dude is like playing his part. Like we know the problems here. We know we got shootings every weekend. We know we got high numbers. Like, we know this, but like I said, the Democrats, they benefit off of that. Why would I stop this shit from going on if I benefit from the black vote? Like, I don't want it to stop. And it's okay, so I don't care if you are the president of the United States. I don't want you coming into my city dictating or telling me what my problems are. Now, any normal, logical person would be like, oh, yeah, shooting is bad. Like, y'all, like, that ain't cool. Like, we gotta find a problem and resolve that. That's a normal reaction. Okay, so you go to Chicago, like all these majority black cities, or Democrat liberal led cities. Like, for black people, y'all gotta wake up, because y'all don't even realize that y'all being played. Like, ain't nothing normal or cool about dying, living in poverty. Like, even when Trump came out and said about Elijah Cummings, Baltimore. Now, originally, everybody was like, oh shit, rat infested, rodents. That's racism. But a day or two after that, they sent these reporters into Baltimore, asking the people that live there, black Baltimore residents, citizens, whatever you want to call them, and they said, yeah, Trump is right. Now think about it, these are Democratic residents in a Democratic city telling the Republican president, Trump, oh, thank you for speaking out on that, because you telling the truth. Yeah, we didn't like how you said it, but truth hurts, but you telling the truth. Yeah, like, they're walking around with the cameras, like, yeah, like, look at all this garbage over here, look at all this poverty. Like, okay, now think about it. Elijah Cummings came out and said that he has the second wealthiest black district in the country. I don't even know what the first one is, but like, this dude's collecting a check. he get paid regardless. He's a congressman. He's getting paid regardless. He don't necessarily care about your problems. But he got, like, he didn't clean the district. He didn't care about the people, because the thing is, he's getting the votes. Now I'm gonna pause right here because my hat just came in the mail. So I'm gonna go ahead and rock my Keep America Great hat for the rest of the video. All right, so yeah, so like, even black people that don't even live in Baltimore took it as a racial thing. Like, it's like, damn, like, that's racist. But it's the truth. It ain't racist, but like, Trump trying to help people out. Like, he for all Americans. So y'all Democrats, y'all black Democrats, and y'all black white leaders and all this stuff in Baltimore live there, know the problems of the city. Y'all got these mayors, these councilmen, they already know these problems of the cities, of that city, but it takes somebody from the outside to come out and say something about it. But like what I just said earlier, like what I just said earlier about Chicago, like they already know this stuff is going on, but they obviously benefit off of that. Like, the policies already in place since slavery. Like we don't want you to come up. We don't want to inspire you. We don't want to you to have hope. Just get your food stamps, stay on this welfare, stay pretty much on the plantation. The Democratic Party is always pretty much referred to as a plantation because it all stems from slavery. Like, okay, pretty much let massa do everything for you, or in the modern day sense, let the government provide you welfare, give you food stamps, and you just vote for them. You do that, they straight. I don't want you to think. I don't want you to do no research. Same thing back in the slavery day. Why you think they didn't want the slaves to learn how to read and write? It wasn't the fact that it was black, but the thing is, you cannot get over on an educated man, woman, slave, or what. You can't get over on an educated slave. So if I was in slavery and I got educated and I was aware that I was a slave, now I have the ability to think. I got the ability to think now. So you think about that now, like, it's like, why would the Democrats come out and say, hey, we did Jim Crow, we did KKK and all that, but we apologize for that, but we want you for. They ain't gonna do that. Cause like, that's how they game roll. Like, I ain't gonna do nothing that's gonna go against the party values. Now, I'll tell you the Republican values at the beginning of the video. Well, I probably did, but like I say, it was founded by white conservatives and newly freed slaves at the time. So pretty much the Republican Party is the party of Lincoln. You know, a Republican, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Like, smaller government, limited government. Big on Second Amendment rights. As a black man, you know, or just a black American, you deserve to have the rights to be armed as anybody else. But you think about what happens in a lot of urban areas, LA, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, Brooklyn, all these majority black areas. You think about what happened. You can't really find no guns for real. So, and a lot of those reasons is because you got high crime there. So hell, I wouldn't want. I probably wouldn't want you to have a gun either, especially if you're a criminal. Now, if you're a citizen citizen, it's hard for you to have a gun, even if you ain't got no felony, you ain't got no record. But like I said, these are Democrat-led cities. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. Okay, so if you have the ability to think for yourself, you know, you know you're aware of your situation. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to what I said about the Democratic side pretty much being, you know, like they got black people so brainwashed. Like, when you look at people like Kanye West coming out, a lot of people, I was been a big fan of Kanye, but a lot of people thinking like, dang, this dude, you know, he an Uncle Tom, he done lost his mind. But without you even doing your research or having that knowledge, like, you wouldn't know any better. Obviously, Kanye is woke. Now, he may be doing a little bit too much, you know, you know, politics, hopping on this, one minute hopping on this, contradicting himself in some senses. But the dude is right. Like look this shit up. Like, it's the information's out there. Everybody got a cell phone. You can look up what you want to know. Like, all this information is open to the public. But the thing is, like, if I want to benefit from you, I don't want you to do no homework. Don't do no research. Watch the media. Watch the TV. Watch CNN. And I'm gonna tell you what you need to know from there, and you make your decision off of that. Obviously, black people are emotional people. We vote off emotion. We're emotional driven. But a lot of shit that we do is just is contradiction. Like, especially black on black crime. Like, that's like how you gonna be cool with killing one another? Well, let somebody white do it, a white cop or something like that. Now y'all want to go all up in, everybody want to unite and say, oh man, that shit wrong. But y'all killing 50, 60 people a weekend in Chicago, and that's just the norm. Y'all want to keep those numbers up. But like I said, I know police brutality does go on in some areas, and there's some cops that are bad, crooked, or whatever. But a lot of times we as black people, like, we doing some shit that we ain't trying to accept responsibility for. So, like I said, that was I try to make this video short, but like I said, this is why I support Trump. Like even after Trump gets out of office, or whether he wins re-election or not, I mean, I'm sided with the Republican Party. It only makes sense because the fact, just it's almost like better, you do better. So you do your research, the facts are there, the policies are there. You see the divide on both sides, on both parties. So it's easy to make a decision. Like I said, it's gonna take a lot longer for a lot of black Democrats to wake up. But I mean, it'll happen in time, I guess. But so it looks like you see, like, I don't have nothing. Like, if you see somebody like, talking out their head, like, just hit it with some facts. Like, tell them go look something up, man. Like, cause it's been going on too long that people just love being ignorant and. Spike Lee say ignorant. Like, it's almost like a culture thing. Like, black people just love to be ignorant about stuff that's affecting them on a daily basis. And it's like, I'm gonna hop back to Lyndon B. Johnson back in the civil rights era. Like, he was a non-racist. People hit at Trump like Trump was the worst president ever. Like, LBG was a non-racist. Like, he said the N-word publicly. He said it around his councilman, his vice president, all these other people. And, and he was the president of the United States. Obviously, this was a different era, back in the 50s and 60s. But Martin Luther King. Oh, let me tell y'all this, too. LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, was a Democrat. Think about this now. A Democrat. Bill Clinton, Democrat. Barack Obama, Democrat. Y'all think, like, just think about this. Like, okay, he was a non-racist and he was a Democrat, and he did not want to pass that civil rights law for good reasons. Like I said just a minute ago, like, if I benefit off of black people and I'm a white Democrat, Klansman, Jim Crow, all this stuff, like, ain't none of this stuff changed. So why I want you to integrate with white people? Not like, so we praise Martin Luther King. I mean, he did a great thing, especially for just all of black Americans, descendants from slavery. But he had to fight like hell to get that bill passed. Cause like I said, you working like he a Democrat, like LBJ was a Democrat, but he was a racist. It ain't nothing changed. Hillary Clinton, she come out. Y'all got what? Who y'all got? Y'all got Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. Like, y'all think about all these people that y'all looking at right now. Like, these people are affiliated with this same racist party. And it's like they just coming out want to blame Trump. Trump's the racist. Don't look at me. Don't look at our past history and other party. We ain't racist. Because the thing is, they're going to get your vote. They're going to say everything they can to get your vote. And after you get your vote, the hell with you for another 4 years. Now I'm gonna bring up some black issues again that's gonna pertain to you. And like I said, being emotional people, you're gonna go vote the exact same way again. But let me go back to LBJ. Okay, so Martin Luther King had to fight like hell to get the Civil Rights Law Act passed, because he had to meet on several occasions because LBJ wasn't having it. He was pushing it back. Nah, all right, I'll look into it. All right, whatever, you know. But think about it. Okay, y'all probably saying, damn, if he was a racist, why he passed that bill? But let me tell you this right here. There's a motive behind it. Think about it. He was a racist Democrat. Black people have been voting Democrat for the past, what, maybe 70, 80 years now? And think about it, the Civil Rights era was probably almost 60 years ago now. So pretty much, essentially what he did was trap the black vote. I'm still a racist. I didn't have a change of heart. Like, I didn't pass this bill because MLK had an effect on me. No, I'm still the same party, still the same Jim Crow, still the segregationists, still the KKK. All this, like, that's the party. I'm still all of this stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and pass this bill because I got a motive now. I can benefit off of black people. I can forever trap the black vote to the Democratic Party. Even though we the party of racism, they ain't gonna, like, black Democrats ain't gonna look at that. So any Republican that come to president, they gonna say, oh, well, you know, they the real racists. Black Democrats ain't gonna come out and correct you. Because I want to brainwash you. Like, that's where I'm at. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, like I said, just for me personally, I think it was easy for me to make a decision as far as choosing a side, because I've never been a part of a side. Now, I can understand a lot of black people or a lot of Obama supporters probably can find it, you know, I think they have a more difficult time than I did, because they already were pretty much aligned with the party, the Democratic Party. So it would be harder, even with research, to actually make a move to the right, to the Republican Party, because, like, it's a lot to accept, you know, especially when you've been down with a party for so long, you don't want to believe it. But like I said, I think people will gradually change. I mean, they just got to do their own research and see the history and the parallels of what's been going on. So it's just like, you know, you got to think about it. I mean, you can have racist people on both sides of the aisle, but it's the values, the values and the policies, which really what you're looking at. You know, yeah, it's probably what a lot of white supremacists and not neo-Nazis that voted for Trump, but they voted for their own reasons. But everything that Trump has done has benefited everybody in America, no matter your race, Asian, black, white, Hispanic, Native Americans, everybody. But like I said, I'd rather deal with a few races on the Republican side than to deal with a whole party of racism since slavery on the Democratic side. And I'm pretty much going to end the video with that. So, peace.